I got some private messages about wearing more color and that the other one was really cool. So I actually had to go and buy some t-shirts with colors other than black. I'm okay, guys. It's all good. I survived, but yay, colors. So in this story, I'd like to talk to you a little bit about moments that are completely fueled by trauma. So, and I don't know if you can relate to this stuff, but you know, when you have a bunch of unresolved trauma and then you add more to it by like getting trafficked and all that kind of stuff. So it all piles up and it comes out in really, really funny ways. So one of my favorite TV shows was Grey's Anatomy because the two main characters were so messed up and they were called like the dark, twisted sister. I'm like, oh my God, this show was definitely made for me. Anyhow, so one of my story that I tell in presentations is when I got married. So because when I was growing up, my mom told us probably 10 times a day that if we don't behave and if we make her angry or stressed, then she's going to get a heart attack, she's going to die, and then we're going to go into an orphanage village. That was basically a daily CD that was played in our house. That being said, I actually had no idea I developed this, but if I fell in love or I felt really close to someone, I really had to sabotage everything almost immediately so that they don't die on me. So I would be very mean and nasty and weird and push them away. And most of the time it actually worked. But when I met my husband, I already gone through a major part of my healing journey. But obviously there's some residues. You never stop healing. So once we got together, we started talking about marriage and weddings, and I always had this incredible, intense reaction. I would cry my face off or cry for days. Girls like me don't get married. We are not good enough. He's too good for me. Why would he want to marry me? So on and so forth. Very, very healthy thoughts, I know. Long story short, eventually we got to a place in our relationship where he decided to propose to me. And trust me, like I'd done a lot of healing, so those voices kind of quieted down. But when he proposed to me, I was like, okay, well, this isn't going to happen because he's going to die. So why get all excited? So I decided that I'm not going to have a big excitement leading up, fun stuff until my wedding day. I don't want to do photography. I don't want to have my friends around when we buy the dress. Like none of that. I want to have nothing to do with all that crazy stuff. So I actually ended up going to a store where they had these wedding dresses. And I walked in and little did I know that this is actually a boutique where you sit down, they give you champagne and they talk to you all about your big day and everything. So I walked in and I nearly puked when they started talking to me like that. So the lady said like, oh, where's your family? I'm like, well, they're all dead. So can you just show me all the dresses that are on sale? They kept trying to convince me to bring my friends and family. It's so much more fun. I'm like, okay, you either show me the freaking dresses that are on sale or I'm out the door. So of course they sent me to the back and I found my dress and I literally bought my dress in 15 minutes. It was a beautiful dress. Don't get me wrong. But all the way up to the wedding, I was like, there's no way this is going to happen to me. He's going to die. He's definitely going to die. So we're on our way to the church in the car, and I'm like, holy crap. What if I am actually getting married today? Like, no calls yet, no police at the door. Anyways, we got to the church, and my first question was, is Dan alive? And they're like, yeah, of course. He's getting ready. He's just in the other room. Long story short, we got married. It was a beautiful ceremony. I held it all together. I did not let it sink in until we signed the papers and I looked at him and he was still there, still alive, smiling at me, all happy. And that's when I allowed it all in. And that's when I said, okay, I guess I got married. Now I can feel my feelings. And I started crying like a crazy person. But yeah, so trauma is a funny thing. I actually just asked my husband 2 weeks ago if there's any chance that he would marry me one more time, or at least we renew our vows so I can actually enjoy that ceremony. And then he's joking like, what if I die before that? I'm like, well, that really isn't funny. Anyway, trauma is an interesting thing. It goes all over the place. Healing is never a straight journey. But I can say this, I no longer think about people dying around me. I just know that it's part of life, and if it happens, we will deal with it. But I don't deny things from myself just because the worst possible thing could happen to me. Thank you for listening.